Okay, getting things done. To create a Google form using the blank quiz to set sets of questions to administer to students. Let's check up with this explanation video to see best practices for setting a standardized test using the Google form. Now, first thing you do is you ensure that the questions are ready. Now, looking at what I have on the screen, you can see the questions are ready from questions 1 to 60, depending on what you want to give to your students based on their ability, based on the scheme, or based on the curriculum, uh, whichever way you want it. Now, looking at this, now you can see from questions 1 to 60 on the screen. That's ready. Then you go to your browser, you click on the browser, and then on your browser you type forms.google.com and then enter. Oh, sorry, let me. On your browser type forms.google.com. Let me connect my network. That's another thing I need to let you know. When you want to create this, you have to be fully connected to the internet to be able to create your own Google form. Now, having connected to the internet, you can see it's responding now. Remember, forms.google.com, and then that's been done. All you just have to do is you come here. I'm using the personal email, but nevertheless we can still make do with what we have here. If it were to be an organization email or company email, here where you're having blank quiz, you will have, where you have blank form, beside it you will see blank quiz. But nevertheless, I will show you how you can turn this blank form to become a blank quiz. Now let's go. You click on this blank, this plus sign. Having clicked on it, create your title. This is the title of the form. Okay, now looking at the subject, let's check up with the subject I have here. The subject I have here is a basic science. If you see a basic science from here, BSc, that's basic science. So what I will just have to type here is basic science drill. Good. And I'll do the same thing here. As soon as I typed it on the title, it's already reflecting here. And then the form description, you can make it your instruction. So you say instruction, answer all questions, and then you can decide to format it whichever way you want it to be. Highlight everything, you bolden it, but the one you want, that whole you want them to act on, you can italize it and then underline it. Okay, you highlight it before doing that, then you italize and then you underline it, so they will know all, meaning they have to answer all questions. Now, to start with, firstly, this is question 1. But before you enter question 1, because for you to be able to identify everyone that has answered this drill, there is need for identity, and that is where you have to, the first thing you do is name. That is it. Type in the name there, so that anyone that wants to attempt this drill will have to type his name first before starting the test. So, and when you type in the name, so that there will be no student or any learner. No learner will submit without writing his or her name, just like we normally do in the pencil and paper. Ensure your name is written on your script, just like we normally announce as invigilators, as supervisors. So the same thing, that you make it required, so that peradventure, if there is any learner who has not probably typed his name and has answered all questions and wants to submit, by the time he clicks on submit button, there will be a prompt returning him or her back to this tab here to put his name on the test. That is the essence of this required button. Here we go. Good. We are done with this first stage. All we just have to do is we say plus. This is it. You can see hard questions. Probably if you have worked on some Google Forms where you have questions that are related and you want to make use of those questions, this is when you go to import questions. So you have to import those questions from the Google Form you have administered earlier, probably to some groups of learners or to some individuals before. And this is the test title. You want to give it a title or description. Probably you are breaking the questions into sections. You know, now we have section A, section B. Section A has to be the MCQ or whichever way, objective test, while the section B is the essay or the theory part. You can decide to do that, and then you see you can add image. As you are setting your questions, you have some images to help to describe or give a true picture of what question you are asking. Then you add those image, and if it is video you want to add, okay, probably like English language, there's a video they need to listen to or watch to be able to answer the questions. It's not only applicable to English language, other subjects can also be involved, like biology as well. You can also add the video here, and then you can, like I said, you can break it into sections here. So it is when you break into section, then you'll be able to make use of this title and description. Now let's proceed. All we just need to do now is we'll start the first question, add question. As you click on it, you can see the tab, another tab is created here. Or since we already have our questions, or probably if you have a questions offhand, you can start typing into that. But we already have our question bank somewhere, which I opened earlier at the beginning of this video. All we just need to do is you just come here and then you highlight it to the very last question, the very last word there of the question, and then you copy. I've copied now, Control C. I've copied, then I'll go back and paste. It's showing already, you can see it's pasted. So this is the options. I want to make it multiple choice, and if I want to also make it checkbox, okay, they have to check their box to select the correct answer. I can do that. Or the answer is not reviewed, I don't want the answer to be reviewed even though they are seeing the question, until they click on the option. Then there will be a drop down showing option A, option B, option C, option D. But mostly in most proctored tests, it's always multiple choice. So let's make use of this multiple choice, which is common. Now here, all you just need to do is you go back to your question bank, you type in. I want to show you the fastest method. Instead of typing one by one, the fastest method of putting in all these options, all you just need to do is you highlight the first option, which is A. Having done that, you hold your control key and then you highlight the second option. Having done that, remember your control key is still being held down, and then highlight C, and then highlight the last one, which is D, and then Control C to copy. And then we go back, and then as you paste it, you can see 1 A, B, C, D. Options are set. Can you see that? Very good. Now, having done this, all you just need to do, you discover that there is no way to select the correct answer. Yes, the question is set, the options A, options B, option C, option D. Now we want to select the correct answer and also attach scores or mark to each of the questions. Okay, let's go ahead with the second question. Let's see. So you keep clicking on this add question each time you want to create a tab for another question. Now let's move on to the second question. Second question says, which of the following non-metal is used for production of disinfectant? And then Ctrl C, copy it, then you paste it here, and then we want to go to the options now. So just like we did the other time, remember, highlight A, hold your control key down, and then highlight B. Remember, your control key is held down, highlight C, and then highlight D, and Ctrl C, copy, and then you go back and then you drop it. A, B, C, D. Makes it fast instead of copying one by one. Imagine, instead of doing this, now let's move on to question 3. Let me show you what I mean. Instead of doing this, which is very slow, I see it as a very slow method. Imagine I've pasted my question for question 3 now, and I start doing it one by one. Imagine here, this is option A, copy, and then I move that, I throw it inside, then I say add options for option 2, B, and then one after the other. You can see the first method is faster. You can see now I start dropping it one by one. It seems to be slow, yes, seems to be slow, but with that method you'll be able to finish up in no time. You can see seems to be slow, but the moment you're able to follow that technique, highlight it, highlight A, then you hold your control key, highlight B, highlight C while your control key is held down, and highlight D, then Ctrl C, copy, and then you go back. The moment you paste, just from this one, paste it what, or it will fix itself into A, B, C, and D options. Now having done this, now this is question 1, question 2, and question 3. Remember, at the beginning of this presentation, I told you that this form is not a blank quiz, but I told you I will still teach you how to change it to become a blank form, because right now you cannot administer this because there is nowhere to see which option is correct, and what is the mark for each question. Yes, mark are attached or allotted to each questions. So what do we do here? You click on go to your settings. From settings you'll be able to do all that. You can see the first item there, make this a quiz. That is what you are going to do. The moment the button is on, you will see a change immediately in your questions. Something, can you see this? Can you see this? This wasn't showing earlier. Now let me turn it off so that you see that this 0 point you are seeing at this left hand corner will disappear. Let me turn it off. Good. Now let's go back. What did you see? It's disappeared, right? That is it. So the moment you turn on the button, it will automatically come up with the point. This is it. Yes, it's done. It's done. It's done. Yeah. So that is it. Now okay, to proceed, okay, let's proceed. Now looking at this, now this is the first question. Now you discover initially when we made this a quiz, it immediately brought out the points. I quickly did something, that was why I had to pause a little while to ensure that this answer key comes up. Now what you do is this: immediately you turn on this button, make this a quiz. As soon as it's turned on, and then this point is showing and you cannot see this answer key, all you just need to do is come to your refresh button or reload this page. As soon as you click on it, you see it will come up immediately. Then you click on the question, click on the questions. As soon as you click on the questions, you see your answer. You can see the answer key here. Now let's start with answering, selecting the correct answers so as to help the learners you want to administer the test to help to select as soon as you select the correct options, we'll be able to mark them appropriately. Now, accordingly, which of the following measures cannot be used to control pollution? Now look at this. Which of the following measures cannot be used to control pollution? Then you look at it. You as a teacher, you already know which one is the answer. I'm not a teacher of physics science, but looking at this virtually, at least we should be able to answer this. Say conservative use of chemicals, indiscriminate waste disposal. Of course, we cannot use that. Proper legislation. You can see then proper sewage disposal. You can see, looking at the options, say which of the following measures cannot be used. Indiscriminate waste disposal is the odd option there. So you say click on answer key, and then the point, allot a point to it. If probably you want to set 20 questions and you want the 20 questions to be over 100, meaning you have to put this as 5 points. And as you are, remember, I want you to take note of this. As you impute the point, the total points here will also be changing. So let's say this is first question, I allotted 5 marks to this question. It will change here. The moment I move to the second question, I allot another 5. It will add to this. 5 plus 5 will become what? 10. That is how it works. Now, because I already have 60 questions and it's just 60 marks I need, so automatically I will just give them 1 mark per question. So our answer is indiscriminate waste disposal. I'll tick it. You can see it's ticked in green. And then peradventure, because this is very important, we're in the 21st century, and you know our students, when you administer any questions to them and they answer it to them, they have answered the question correctly, and then lo and behold, you as a teacher, you said no, that is the wrong answer, that's not the correct not the correct answer to such question. 21st century typical child will ask you, why is it not correct? And the only way to debunk that and to be able to address such is to come to this panel here. You can see add answer feedback. I do that most of the time when I administer questions to my students, because I know the kind of students I have. They are very inquisitive. They want to know why that answer is the correct answer to such question. Yes, so you have to explain to them, and that's what a good teacher should do. Now you click on this correct answer, and then you give them a brief feedback on why the answer you selected should be the correct answer. Yes, if you look at it, but the best way to do that is say which of the following measures cannot be used to control pollution. Now I'm not a basic science teacher like I told you earlier, but I want to quickly show you something that I can use to justify myself, because I need that question. All I just need to do is just bring these measures to control pollution. Okay, so all I will just type this: measures to control pollution. Remember, I'm not the subject teacher. If you were to be the subject teacher, all you just need to do is just go straight and type in the control measures directly. But because I'm not the subject teacher, so I have to go to the internet and do what, and extract my answer from there, and that is what I'm going to put here. Answer feedback. I say, remember, this is incorrect answer. Don't go and put it in incorrect answer. You have to do what? Click on the correct answer, and then you enter your feedback. Drop everything there. You can see. So you put the heading: measures. Oh, sorry. Measures. You just put it. Measures to control pollution. That is it. So you can decide to number it number 2, number 3 to make it more organized. Yes, of course, this is in a professional environment, you have to be more organized in your approach. 6, 7, 8. You can see I have 8 points there. 9 points, and 10. At least that is enough for you to justify yourself and to convince your students that that is the correct answer. So when he's able to see all this, then he or she will be convinced. Then you click on what? Done. Make sure you click on done. That is when the first question is set. You can see that the first question is set. As you are setting, you see this green mark showing you have selected the correct answer and you have apportioned or allotted a mark to this question. And then you move on to the second one. So which of the following non-metal is used for production of disinfectant? You can see all this. You follow the same method that has been used in the first question, and then you answer the question, then you are done. And then when you are through with all these questions and everything 1 to 60, ensure, since now take for instance, now using my own sample question, which is 1 to 60, meaning at the end of it all, after attaching allotting scores to each question, this total point I should have 60. Yes, I should have this total point to be 60, meaning I have allotted 1 mark to each questions and I have 60 questions. If yours is more than 60, you need to check one after the other to ensure that 1 mark has been allotted to each question, or probably mistakenly you allotted 2-3 marks to a particular question or some questions don't have mark. That's when you have less than 60. So you check that to be sure that you are doing a very good work. Very important. Then all you just need to do now, you want to send this to the students or the learners, you want to administer it to them. All you just need to do is come to this send button. You can see this send button, click on it, and then you click on link. This is the link to this form. Click on link. You can see, if you look at this link is too long. It may, imagine probably some persons don't have a opportunity, they don't have this opportunity of copying directly and pasting on their web browser. They will not have to be typing one after the other. There is tendency to make mistake or to make other typographical errors or whatever. But to be able to help out, you just come to this box. You can see this box here, it says shorten URL. It will shorten it immediately. You can see it. It will shorten it so that no matter how they type, even if they make typographical error, easily they can detect where the error lies and correct it. Then you click on copy. You can see copy by the right hand side here. Copy. You can see my screen here. Say copy to clipboard. Let me do it again. Say copy to clipboard. You can see that. So meaning the link has been copied. And then you go to wherever the platform, probably it can be a WhatsApp platform, whichever one of your student, and then your post can be your WhatsApp, it can be Telegram, whichever one, and then you post is that link. And as soon as, let me just give you a brief example. Now let's take for instance, now I want to post to my student. Let's say my students are here. Okay, I'll simply put this and then paste. All I just need to do is I just need to put a brief instruction, on what they have to do. Up there is link to basic science drill. Done. That's all. Let me correct this. Good. That's it. And then you send to them. As soon as it drops, everybody does what? They click on it. Now let's see. The moment I click on it, you see what happens? It opens. I'll start answering. You can see that. This is the way your students are going to see what the question sent to them. So you can see it's already having it 1 point. At the beginning, I've allotted points to all the questions. You will see everything 1 point, 1 point, 1 point, like that. So say, which of the following measures cannot be used to control pollution? Oh, this is the answer. I select it and then move to the next one. Which of the following is blah blah blah, and then I select it. Oh, blah blah blah, and then you select like that. You can see that that is it. So no more than that. So I think with this we should be able to prepare a very structured questions using Google form. Thank you.